Sarah Agaton House is an artist, teacher, and community organizer. She is also known for her beadwork that incorporates the Ojibwe floral designs. Her dining room table is the perfect spot this morning to showcase her moccasins, beadwork, and other items she has designed and created.
I started doing Ojibwe floral beadwork to supplement my income being a stay-at-home mom. And I started looking at our designs and where they came from and learning about where did Ojibwe florals come from and asking elders and asking community people where they came from. What I've been taught about our floral designs is that they come from teaching us about medicines, so that there was a time when we weren't allowed to teach our medicines to our children and to our people in our community. And so people would bead with the designs and create designs to teach people and remind people, this is what this medicine looks like. This is what the leaf is shaped like. This is what the flower is shaped like. And so that we would never forget. The name behind beadwork is Manadumanitakon, which means like the little spirits. And so when you see our beadwork, a lot of people will say like it glows. And I think that's because that energy behind that, and keeping that story from the beadwork designs and from our what used to be quillwork designs, and turning them into things that we wear all the time now, like sweatshirts and blankets and earrings, and but keeping that story in our designs.
Can you tell us what's on the table?
Well, over here I have examples of my beadwork and moccasin making. So these are my daughters, my sons, and these are mine. And I did a couple pieces that are kind of really symbolic of the kind of beadwork that I like to do, which is the strawberry. The heartberry, the odamen, is really important to me. And I think people have a response to the strawberry. Like anybody sees a strawberry and they're like, from like little girls at the playground to old ladies, they just something about it that they really respond to it. But there is meaning behind that. And I talk about like the odamen and the heartberry and heart medicine and healing and why that's important for me, for us as a community.
Sarah does teach others what she has been taught, and she does so willingly. She also has taken upon herself to develop a line of products offered through her online business, House of House. All of this caught the attention of another online retailer, 8th Generation, run by Louis Gong.
The demand was really strong. Like people would always, can you come and make moccasins for my baby? And just people just kept asking and asking for more stuff. So I started doing custom beadwork for people. And the more I did that, the more I saw that what really needed to happen was people needed to learn how to make their own stuff. So the last couple years, I've done a lot more teaching of both sewing, moccasin making, beadwork, because people would always say, where are you working? Where are you working? And one of my friends was like, you need to tell them you're working at House of House. That's where the name House of House came from. Then what happened was I was contacted by Louis Gong, who is the owner of 8th Generation, which is a company in Seattle. And he said, I'm looking for an artist that does Ojibwe florals to work with in this Inspired Natives project. And I already knew who Louis was before I'd followed his art for a long time. And I was like, oh my gosh, Louis Gong is contacting me? He was like, we can either do this one of two ways. I can either license your designs, but you'll still own them, or we can license them. He's like, or I can mentor you in this process and learn about how to create a website, how to do digital art, and how to learn the Adobe programs, which is something I always wanted to learn how to do. It's not that I fell into it, but kind of felt like that. Like I had done the background work to become known as somebody who did florals, but I think it was Louis' mentorship, and I think it's always that way with mentorship, if someone's like, you could do this.
One item that honors renewal and revitalization is a wool blanket designed by Sarah. But this blanket is so much more than that.
On this blanket this is a dogwood flower. And dogwood is one of the plants that we make traditional sema out of. So I see a lot of people in our community are trying to connect back to our spirituality and learning those ways. And so I put that in there. And then this is the wild rice. And we've been doing a lot of work to revitalize the wild rice beds in our community and make them healthy and making them grow a lot again. And so that's really exciting. And I went wild ricing for the first time 2 years ago, and it was just a magical like experience to be a part of that process. And this is the Odaman strawberry that I always like to put in my designs to remind us about our heart and those teachings. And these are wild plums. And the other thing on this blanket is these little dots, and I put those a lot on my beadwork, and those are to represent the muskrat paws. And in our teachings, there's a lot about the muskrat and why the muskrat's really important, and that's something that people can ask their elders about those teachings. But it's a really important part of why we're here, why our foods are here, and so I always want to keep that in there. So I'm hoping to be able to do more of custom wool blankets for like tribes and organizations, because blankets are like our best gift. I know that this is my path, and it's scary, but that doesn't mean that I should stop.